Hello guys and welcome back to week 6 of the GPC. So last week we finally won a game again. After a 2-game losing streak, we picked up our streak again and we're now 3-2. So that's a really nice position. That means we're looking to the top. And this week will be quite a hard week because we're facing my good friend Anthony, and I think most of you know Anthony, and Anthony is a really phenomenal battler, and he also has tons and tons of experience. So I tried my hardest with building this team, and it took me quite some time and effort. And I also did Dylan helped me a bit with a mock battle, which is always nice. And also this week, I'm sorry again, I'm a bit late. I'm 1 day late because due to scheduling issues, we did do our battle yesterday, but I just didn't have any time to record yesterday. So the recording and the battle will be up on today, which is Sunday. And starting from next week, I will try to get my uploads done on Saturdays. Most likely this will always just happen. This is just a really rare case. Also, I've got a new mic, so if you find it that it has a lower quality or a higher quality, just let me know, because I just installed it. It should be around the same microphone I used before, but I just don't know until I've actually made a video how the quality is. So let's just hop into the team. I've got some more time today than usually to record my battles, so I'll first do a team builder and then go into the battle. So here's the team I brought. I brought Weavile, Mega Aggron, Flygon, Fable, Chandelure and Cura. So first of all, it's more of an offensive team than I usually do, and that's because I thought my more bulky mons just didn't have the matchup, were like completely walled or just countered by his mons, and I thought these 6 would have the best matchup. And also I didn't bring like my Machoke, Tangela, Xatunot, what else do I have? I have an Alomomola, just all really bulky mons that just doesn't do the trick quite well. Then Thunderous, I could definitely have brought Thunderous, but the main thing was like Garchomp. If he's like a Yachiberry Garchomp, it's like kind of safe switch, because if he switches in, I would first of all need to predict him with HP Ice, and then he still outspeeds. And if I try to set up, he goes hard into Garchomp, he can take anyone hit and kill me back. And also with all the other mons he had, like Snorlax, Escavalier, I just would need so much coverage options, I decided not to bring that. And then there's one more mon that I didn't bring, that's Donphan, because Donphan could do some work, but it was just too slow versus his team, so that's why I didn't bring it. So the 6 I brought you see here, and then I will go over his team really quick. I will just look it up. So his team consists of the Thunderous Eye, the Garchomp, the Reuniclus, the Mega Blastoise, Snorlax, Excelgor, Drapion, Virizion, Escavalier, Golurk and Ursaring. So this is quite a threatening team. First of all, Thunderous Garchomp, offensively quite scary for my team, and I would not really be able to really wall those mons quite effectively. Garchomp, my EQ immunities are like the Xatu, Thunderous and then Tangela, but Tangela was just too passive to bring. So Garchomp mainly is checked, not really checked, but offensively dealt with Weavile and Clefable, and Mega Aggro can take quite some hits, and also my dragons are quite bulky or outspeed. If they are scarfed, you will see that in a moment. Then Thunderous can be scared with like a nasty plot variant, but again Weavile and Scarfers are quite nice for it, and Clefable could take some hits if it's not like a real offensive with Sludge Wave. Reuniclus is quite annoying for my team, especially because most likely it's going to be like a defensive set with like Calm Mind, and then either Focus Blast, or if he doesn't want to miss HP fighting for the Weavile with like a Colbur Berry, that's like the most likely bring. and I have some tricks for that. Then Mega Blastoise can be quite like one of the best Weavile checks out there. Weavile is a really scary mon to face, but if you run like a Rest, Sleep Talk, Mega Blastoise, it can quite effectively deal with it. So that's one thing I'm really expecting. Then Snorlax is really great because it kind of checks my Chandelure and my Kyurem. Even if I run a Choice Specs Kyurem, Focus Blast is like a roll to 2-hit KO. And if I go Focus Blast, he has a free switch into an Ottomon. So I definitely expect Snorlax to come. Excelgor has the speed versus my team, which is nice. But also Spikes can be a bit annoying for my team, so it could come, it could not come. Drapion, don't really expect it, but I can kind of well deal with it with like Flygon offensively. Mega Aggron can quite well deal with it. Kyurem can also take some hits. Virizion could come, but also have like a Clefable and Chandelure, so I don't really expect it to come. And also Weavile outspeeds. Escavalier could come, maybe a defensive set as a secondary thing for Weavile maybe. Like he could be like a special defensive set, but yeah, I can just pack like HP 5 on my Kyurem, so it doesn't really check a Kyurem. Goluk, Ursaring, he could bring those like Goluk if he wants it as his rocker maybe. And Ursaring can be offensively quite scary for my team because yeah, super powerful Mega Aggron and then Crunch for the Chandelure, but if he is the speedy set, he has like less power. With if he is the gut set, I can kind of outspeed it. So all in all, he's quite a threatening team, and let's just hop into the team I brought this week. So first of all, Weavile deals offensively quite well with his team. Ice Crash knock off pretty much everything I need. Besides, I kind of want to hit the Snorlax, and even this hits the Mega Blastoise also a bit harder, and that's low kick. And as last move, I could have run like Ice Shard, could be nice for like Excelgor, or if he's a Scarf Guard Jump, or Thunderous Eye to outspeed Prankster T-Wave to finish it off. But I opted for a low Swords Dance set, because if he brought like a more bulky Escavalier, or if he thought okay, Blastoise can now still switch in, I can go for like a Swords Dance, or a Swords Dance on the predicted rest, and then deal quite a hefty amount for him, leaving him really low for like my other monsters to clean up, maybe a Scarfer, which you will see later on. So all in all, I thought Swords Dance would be the best set, just Life Orb for the extra damage output. EV spread is just enough speed to outspeed his fastest mon after Excelgor. I think that's being the Thunderous Eye. So that's the Weavile. Then I will now go Mega Aggron. I will go over a bit later because that's a bit of a special set you will see. But here, Flygon. Flygon is like the I just brought a Choice Scarf Flygon because he doesn't have many Dragon Resists. It's mainly the Escavalier, and I think I can with this team pressure Escavalier quite well. And Scarf Flygon with like Outrage could really clean up his team. Also Defog there for the hazards if he decides to go for the hazard second route. And Earthquake and U-turn are just nice coverage options for my Flygon. So it's a really standard, simple Choice Scarf Flygon set. Just with enough speed to outspeed Drapion, and it's base 95s. So then Clefable is also just a fairly standard set. It's mostly just a defensive set with the Calm Mind, the Softball, the Moonblast, leftovers, fairly standard. At first I thought maybe Flamethrower to hit Escavalier, but then I noticed that I could be a bit weak to like set up Snorlax or set up Rainiclus specifically, especially the Calm Mind variant. So I decided to run Encore on Clefable, and you will see if this was a nice bring off that I should have packed the Flamethrower for the Escavalier. Then I have my Chandelure. Chandelure this week, I thought with Shadow Ball and Fire Blast it hits its team quite well. Only things that could potentially deal with it are like something Snorlax, Drapion maybe. So I decided to go for a more bulky set because I thought at the base 80 speed mark I didn't need that much speed. So I went with a Goldberg Berry set, so I'm not like pursued threat by Drapion or such. And then I went with Will-O-Wisp and Taunt meaning that I can cripple things like the Drapion, can cripple even things like the Escavalier if he decides to try to pursue trap me, and I just yeah, I could also just kill it with Fire Blast most likely, but if I don't want to miss that, maybe. And the taunt also lets me stop like Snorlax in its tracks, and also might be able to stop Reuniclus from recovering and spamming Calm Minds, and then I can deal with it that way. Then my last two mons are a bit maybe a bit funky sets, but just hear me out on those. First is Curum, and this Curum is a really bulky Curum, but it's a choice banded Curum. And it has Dragon Claw, Outrage, Shadow Claw, and HP Fire. So the main moves here are Dragon Claw and Outrage. Outrage, 2 shots is whole team. I think the only thing that isn't 2 shot would be a defensive Escavalier, and he's not really likely to bring that, and if he brings that, I can really pressure that mon so it can take on the Flygon, the Curum, and the Weavile all together. Also, it's mainly there because I first thought Specs could be nice, but then just Spadef Snorlax stood in the way so much, and I thought if Snorlax is the answer and I have a choice band Curum, Dragon Claw is an easy 2-shot, and it just does so much damage that he needs a max defensive Reuniclus, and that still has a chance to be 2-shot, small chance by Dragon Claw. Outrage is guaranteed to hit KO, same goes for Mega Blastoise. So all in all, Dragon Claw and Outrage are just really spammable versus his team, and if he brings a more bulky team, this thing can just really break his team. Also, at the 95 base mark, I decided not to go with that much speed, because the other things he has at that speed mark are like Drapion. I was thinking, yeah, Drapion doesn't do much to me, and I also don't, I opted to go for more bulk than I needed speed to even maybe take a hit, and just kill him on flat out with the choice band power. Shadow Claw and HP Fire are just fillers. If I assume Reuniclus is going to come in, but I don't want to lock myself into Outrage because I'm then vulnerable to be revenged if I kill the Reuniclus, I can go for Shadow Claw. And if Escavalier is really a problem and he knows the defensive set takes it on quite well, I can go for that HP Fire and 2-shot the defensive Escavalier. And then the last set is the Mega Aggron, and Mega Aggron, the spread is fairly standard. It's just overall a really Spadef variant with just a bit of speed to speed creeps some of his mons. Then Stealth Rocks, also just there to put up the rocks, which is always really nice. Avalanche, because like the Thunderous, the Garchomp can be quite scary for my team, and Avalanche deals with that quite nicely, because if they damage me, I do 2 times the damage, which is really, so it's 120 power, and just guaranteed out goes the Garchomp and the Thunderous. Then Thunderwave, Thunderwave is just more to cripple his mons that decide to switch into Aggron. Yeah, I can almost Thunderwave all his other mons except for the Thunderous and the Garchomp, which I have Avalanche for. And then as last move I was really thinking what do I want, and I saw that Mega Blastoise can quite well deal with Mega Aggron. And so at one of the last things I opted to go for Metal Burst. And what Metal Burst does is, if I take a hit, it can be physical, it can be special, I do 1.5 the damage back if I survive, that is. So that can be really nice for his Mega Blastoise, because Skull does like 40-ish%, 40, maybe 50%. So I could do with the HP investment I have, HP he has, I think I would do around 80% to him, which means he's really low. So that either means or he's in range for Weavile later on, or he is forced to rest up, which means I can put up my rocks and then switch out accordingly, and that means he now has to have 2 turns to wake up, and he can Sleep Talk in between, but Sleep Talk is not a guaranteed hit on the move you want. So that all in all is my team. Yeah, the video is a bit longer than expected. I will try to leave an annotation for when the actual battle is going to happen, because the team build is quite a long one this time. But yeah, let's just hop into the battle for now. So here we are with the battle, and he brought the Thunderous, the Drapion, the Excelgor, the Mega Blastoise, the Reuniclus, and the Garchomp. So 4 of the 5 monsters I really expected, which are the Thunderous, the Rainiclus, the Garchomp, the Mega Blastoise. The Xylo I could really see coming, but I was really surprised not to see the Snorlax and instead see the Drapion. But this was a really big relief, on one hand for like Chandelure, but on the other hand I thought, the Kyurem lure may be a bit ineffective now. If I bought like a special Kyurem with the team he brought, it could also deal quite some damage. But still, Kyurem and Flygon are looking really nice. He doesn't have much for my dragons, and also Weavile can be really nice in this match if the Mega Blastoise is low or out of the way. So I just decided to go with my Mega Aggron lead. I want to get up my rocks as soon as possible to damage his team as much as possible and just go from there. So he leads with his Blastoise and I'm thinking, okay, he's probably going to stay in, he's probably going to Scald. Let me get off this Metal Burst damage, and that might force him to rest if he has it. So I go for the Metal Burst and you will see what happens turn 1. So turn 1, this man goes for the Water Spout, and I'm like, wow, I knew Blastoise would get Water Spout, but I would never imagine to see it. And it was a really cool bring for him, and it puts me down really low. It does 74%, and that's crazy to a Spadef Mega Aggron. But I have the Metal Burst, and that's exactly what I go for, and I just one-shot the Blastoise, so that's really nice. A huge Weavile counter out of the way. He goes out into Garchomp. I know he's probably just going to revenge me with an Earthquake, but yeah, I don't have that much to switch into an offensive Garchomp. I want to preserve things like the Fable. Here I go out into Kyurem, thinking two things. He doesn't matter what Garchomp he was, he just would have killed my Mega Aggron. So if he is Scarfed, I don't want with Weavile to take a Scarf EQ. Also, if he is Yachi, I don't want him to able to live an Ice Cold Crash with the investment he has and the Yachi Berry and then KO me back, because Weavile is just a big threat for his team. So I thought, let me go out into Kyurem. If he expects me to be a Scarfed Kyurem and he's like Spadef Drapions, Spadef Rainiclus, is probably going to go into one of those mons and I can KO and even 2-hit KO them with the Dragon Claw. Or if he's Scarfed, I can take an EQ quite well and kill him from there. But he decides to stay in because he thinks, okay, I don't really have a switching for this. He goes for Dragon Claw. I know I can survive, especially with all the bulk I have and Kyurem being naturally bulky. And a Choice Band and Dragon Claw just flat out KOs the Garchomp, which is also another big threat out of the way. We're up 5-4, but he brings an Excelgo and I think, okay, offensive Excelgo, I can't really predict around this. Let me just sack off this Kyurem. If he decides to go for Sludge Bomb as I go into Fable, that wouldn't be really nice. Now I go out to Chandelure thinking, if he has HP Ground, can take it quite well. If he has like a Dark type, like a knockoff or something, I have my Golden Berry, so I just go for a Flat Blitz here. As he decides to pull a hard one into his Thunderous, probably knowing he can take one hit. And here I'm thinking, okay, I can take probably any one hit this Thunderous. Goes for, I think with the bulk I have, Thunderbolt does like 60ish% maybe. And I also think he might predict me to switch out to something, go for something to hit, maybe the Flygon, maybe the Clefable, I don't know. So I decided to just stay in, as he just went for Sludge Wave, predicting the Clefable, and I kill him with a safe Shadow Ball, which is really nice. We're up 4-3 right now, and we killed his two of his really offensive mons and also his Weavile check. So he goes out into Drapion, and I'm thinking, okay, if he outspeeds me, I have the Golden Berry and I can just burn him from here with Will-O-Wisp and then go for the damage. But it just is, he is more of a bulky Drapion, doesn't have much speed. I outspeed, I go for the Will-O-Wisp and he goes for the Golden Berry, and due to my he goes for the Pursuit, due to my Golden Berry, due to the burn, it only does 8%, which is nothing. So here I can just stay in, go for Fire Blast, and pretty much damages his whole team. He just sacks off his Drapion, goes for a layer of Toxic Spike, thinking, yeah, Drapion can't do much to this Chandelure. And I'm thinking, okay, even with burn damage, Shadow Ball isn't KOing from this range, as he's most likely Spadef, what I did for my Galk, so I go for another Fire Blast. It didn't even, if I missed the Fire Blast, I would still take the hit, and then a Shadow Ball kills him. So it was like Not a really risky play because Shadow Ball wouldn't even KO. So I kill the Drapion and he goes out to Excelgor. I'm now thinking, okay, I might be in range from for this Excelgor by now, because he switched in on the Chandelure. So let me just go out into my Flygon to take like an HP ground or something. Yeah, it was more likely. I thought Flygon can take any one hit at outspeed, so that's nice, and this Chandelure might come in handy for the Rayniclus. But I wouldn't say this was like a really risky, really misplay or something. But yeah, he just went for a Bug Buzz. After the match he told me he didn't have any coverage on this for the Chandelure. But here it was, oh wait, I can't let this Flygon go down because I don't have Ice Shot on Weavile, meaning Excelgor 1v1 to Weavile. It's probably able to two-shot Clefable with Live Up Sludge Bomb, and yeah, I don't know if it has anything for Chandelure, but I'm thinking, okay, I can't let this go down, so I can't stay in and go for EQs, but I also can't really Outrage, because if I Outrage I kill this if it stays in, but then he has a free switch into Rayniclus and he can try to set up on me, as I just go for Outrage because it's most likely a defense variant, takes Scarf Outrages quite well, so I know, okay, I have to U-turn out here, and then I U-turn out into Clefable, but I get a crit. It doesn't really matter, as you will see later on. I go out into Clefable thinking Weavile plus Chandelure takes on the Rayniclus, so Clefable I thought was my best bet against this Excelgor. He goes for a Bug Buzz, doesn't do that much to me. Here I'm thinking, okay, he's going down to Life Orb, so let me just Soft Ball up here, as he knows I would probably make the play, so he sets a layer of spikes, and here I'm thinking, okay, he could try to go for all layers of spikes, so let me just kill him off with a Moonblast, but he makes the nice play of baiting me to just attack him and get off the Sludge Bomb damage, which is a really nice play by him. But yeah, Excelgor is now down, it went down to Life Orb damage, and now Rayniclus comes in, and I know I can just safely recover up on this, because if he decides to go for Calm Mind here, I can just Encore him, and if he doesn't have Calm Mind Clefable beats this. So I Soft Belt up as he indeed goes for Calm Mind, and here I can just Encore him into Calm Minds. Yeah, knowing so for the guys in the league, if you were wondering, okay, why are they talking in the chat with, like Anthony was telling, okay, you should do this and this and this. This was because of two reasons. Mainly one, me and Anthony are really good friends. So yeah, we're just more casually talking to each other during this match than other people in the league might do. And also too, when he saw the Encore, he also knew this I would win for sure, or I would, or I needed to choke on massive ticks, but that probably wouldn't happen. So to just speed up the process, he suggested what I should do, and I also knew that my best play was just, he is Encored, Encore lasts 3 turns, okay, that means turn 1, we go out into Weavile, he sets up a Calm Mind, because he's Encored, turn 2, we knock off, pops the Colbur Berry, and then turn 3 we switch back out into Clefable, and then we can Encore him again to be really safe, but Encore ended here. And we were kind of, yeah, both we were like, okay, wasn't it 3 turns? And I think the reason for this was, it is 3 turns, but it is 3 turns for you. So Clefable outsped the Rayniclus, so the first Calm Mind he did after the Encore was turn 1. So that's something to keep in mind if you are working with Encore in the future. But I also calc this, and even without the Colbur Berry, Life Orb knockoff from this range was a guaranteed kill. So I could just stay in from here and kill off the Rayniclus and win with a nice 4-0. So this was really nice win for me, because this means I'm 4-2. I'm now currently quite ahead of my in the division. I'm not at the top just yet, but I'm in a playoff spot, which is really nice. And it's always nice to have a big win under your belt, especially if it's against someone of the caliber of Anthony. But I must say, I don't want to discredit myself or something, but this wasn't the Anthony you are used to, most likely, because you're most likely used to the Anthony that's a really solid battler, really solid player that invests really much time into everything he does. But that Anthony, I wouldn't say it's that, but he's just more playing it casually around these days, and not investing that much time as he did in the past. So he could definitely, and he said it's also, he could have definitely done much better, giving me a much better fight, and who knows who would have won then. But yeah, he decided to go this route. Just he wanted to lighten up a bit about Pokemon and such, because we say Pokemon is a competitive game. I can take you really seriously if you think Pokemon is one of the most competitive games out there. It's definitely not, but it's still a game we enjoy, and that's why we play it. So then we're 4-2 and we're looking up. We're now 6 weeks in, which means we're just over half of the season. We have some transfers coming up. You will see if I make some transfers. I don't know if I will make a separate video, or most likely if I do some transfers, announce it in next week's battle, so look forward to that one. And also in week 7, I don't really remember who we are playing, but I know for sure that the next few weeks we're really playing some solid battlers, and also most likely some other 4 and 2 teams. So that means this next few matches are going to be really intense, and also are really going to determine playoff spots. So yeah, definitely look forward to those, and until then guys, so bye.